The shin hit like a baseball bat wrapped in iron. Bruce's forearm caught the leg kick, but the impact traveled deep, vibrating through radius and ulna, rattling teeth. The sound was wrong, not flesh meeting flesh, wood splitting. Bone testing bone, 1 a.m. in December. Oakland Warehouse District. The concrete floor beneath Bruce's feet smelled of old oil and rust, and the cold seeped through the walls like water through cracked stone. Shadows pooled in corners where fluorescent lights couldn't reach. The Thai fighter reset his stance. Somchai Prasert, 29 years old, but his eyes carried decades. 40 stadium battles lived in those eyes. Lumpini, Rajadamnern, places where men learned what their bodies could endure. His shins weren't legs anymore. They were weapons forged in Bangkok heat, conditioned by years of kicking banana trees and concrete posts until the nerves died and only iron remained. Bruce circled left. His forearm throbbed. Already swelling, this wasn't like the challenge matches before, not the karate practitioners or the kung fu traditionals who came to test the upstart teacher. Somchai moved like monsoon weather. Patient, inevitable, carrying the weight of something ancient and complete. The Thai fighter smiled, not mockery, recognition. Then he stepped forward again, and Bruce realized the leg kick was just the introduction. Somchai closed the distance before Bruce's arm stopped throbbing. No pause, no circling. The Thai fighter surged forward like weather, inevitable, overwhelming. Bruce stepped left, but Somchai angled with him, cutting off escape routes with the economy of 40 professional fights. The warehouse air smelled of rust and sweat turning sour. An elbow sliced past Bruce's temple, close enough to feel wind against skin. Bruce raised his guard. Somchai crashed into him, hands locking behind Bruce's neck in the plum clinch. The grip crushed down with terrifying pressure. Years of rope work and bag drilling turned flesh into industrial machinery. Bruce tried to posture up, but Somchai's forearms were iron bands, dragging his head forward and down. A knee shot toward his ribs. Bruce twisted, took it on his hip. The impact sent shockwaves through bone. Another knee drove up. He blocked with his forearm, felt the muscle compress against Somchai's shin bone. This was different than sparring. This was warrior work, the kind that left permanent marks. From the shadows, Liu Fang stood motionless, face unreadable. Near the warehouse entrance, Kru Narong watched with arms crossed, expression carved from stone. Somchai wrenched Bruce's neck sideways. Bruce pivoted, creating distance, 3 steps back toward the rust-streaked wall. Somchai closed the gap like water filling a depression. No hesitation, no wasted motion, his lead leg chambered. The shin cracked into Bruce's thigh with a sound like a baseball bat hitting wet clay. The impact rippled through muscle fiber, deep, brutal. Bruce's leg buckled, not completely, but enough. The numbness spread like spilled ink, radiating from the point of contact. His quadriceps turned to dead weight. He shifted his stance to compensate, but the adjustment came a half-second too slow. Imagine being there, feeling your own body refuse commands. Somchai's shins were iron wrapped in leather. 40 fights in Lumpini and Rajadamnern had forged them into something beyond bone. Every kick Bruce checked left his forearms aching. Every low kick landed like a sledgehammer dismantling foundation. The truth burned hotter than the pain. Bruce could not match this conditioning, not in 3 months, not in 3 years. Traditional Muay Thai was a complete system, every technique battle-tested across generations in Bangkok stadiums. Somchai embodied that completeness, but even complete systems had boundaries. Bruce's eyes narrowed. His weight shifted forward despite the dead leg, and his hands dropped to a position Somchai had not yet seen. Somchai reads the shift, chambers his right leg. The same weapon that crippled Bruce's thigh rises again, shin rotating toward ribs with brutal geometry, but Bruce no longer retreats. He fires a straight punch down the center line, meeting Somchai mid-technique. Knuckles connect with jaw before the kick completes. The sound cracks through warehouse air, bone on bone, sudden and clean. Somchai's head snaps back. His kick collapses halfway. He tastes copper on his tongue, blinks once, resets his feet on oil-stained concrete. Bruce has stopped defending. He hunts the gaps now, the spaces between Somchai's beats. That half second when the Thai fighter commits to one weapon and cannot deploy another. Traditional systems rely on rhythm, on patterns forged through 10,000 repetitions, predictable in their perfection. Somchai circles left, touching his split lip with his thumb. Blood smears dark against calloused skin. His eyes narrow, recalculating. This movie man fights like water, finding cracks in stone. The Thai fighter feints a jab, measures distance differently now. No longer pressing forward with monsoon certainty. Respect changes the air. Sweat drips from both men, pooling in the cold December warehouse. Liu Fang shifts his weight in the shadows. Kru Narong's arms remain crossed, but his jaw tightens. Somchai's stance widens. His hands rise higher than before, guarding new angles. And then he smiles, a warrior's grin edged with something Bruce has not yet seen. Somchai's smile vanished. He dipped his shoulder, feinted the low kick Bruce now expected. But his shin rocketed high instead, slicing toward Bruce's temple. Bruce slipped left, fired a counter punch. The elbow came from nowhere. Bone met cheekbone with the crack of splitting bamboo. Bruce's head snapped sideways. Warmth flooded his face. The metallic taste of copper filled his mouth. Blood traced a dark line down his jaw, dripping onto the oil-stained concrete. Somchai spat red onto the floor between them. His split lip glistened under the warehouse's single bulb. The scent of sweat and iron thickened the December air. 3 minutes, 40 exchanges. 2 warriors painting the concrete with proof of evolution. Somchai reset his stance, circled right. His lead leg twitched twice, setting traps, baiting reactions. Bruce tracked the rhythm, read the patterns emerging from chaos. The Thai fighter wasn't just adapting, he was hunting. Then Somchai exploded forward. His shin whipped upward in a high roundhouse, aimed to decapitate. Bruce saw the chamber, the hip rotation, the arc of destruction. He stepped inside the killing radius. His hands shot up, caught the leg mid-flight. The kick froze inches from his temple. Somchai's standing leg rooted to concrete, their eyes locked. The warehouse held its breath. And everything hung suspended in that single heartbeat before the fall. Bruce swept the standing leg. Somchai crashed down, back slamming concrete with a sound like breaking timber. The oil-stained floor sent up dust that hung in the December cold. His caught leg still elevated in Bruce's grip, body flat, defenseless. Bruce released the ankle, stepped back. The distance opened between them, 3 feet, then 5. Bruce's hands fell to his sides. No ground strike, no follow-through. The fight could end here with one descending fist, but his fingers stayed open, relaxed. Somchai's chest heaved. He rolled to his side, pushed up slowly, a warrior rising from earth not as defeated man, but as something else entirely. His knees found purchase, then his feet. Sweat dripped from his chin onto concrete, each drop a small percussion in the warehouse silence. Their eyes met across the oil-stained divide. No words existed for this. Bruce's split cheek still bled. Somchai's lip was swollen, darkening. 2 men who had tried to break each other now stood in the breath between violence and understanding. Liu Fang remained motionless in shadow. Kru Narong's arms stayed crossed, but his jaw had loosened. The warehouse held its breath. Then Somchai's mouth moved, and the words that emerged would rewrite everything both men believed about victory. Somchai's voice cut through the warehouse stillness first. "You tough, I thought you movie man." The broken English carried more weight than perfect grammar ever could. Blood traced down Bruce's open cheek, warm and metallic. His forearms throbbed where those shins had landed like iron bars. Bruce shook his head slowly. "You are incredible. Your conditioning and heart are better than mine." Somchai's chest rose and fell, sweat glistening under the single hanging bulb. He nodded once, "But you win." The words hung between them like smoke. Bruce stepped forward, just one step. The concrete scraped under his foot. "I won this time." Somchai's eyes narrowed, not understanding, not yet. In the ring under your rules, Bruce continued, you would destroy me. The Thai fighter went still, completely still, as if the statement had frozen something fundamental in his warrior's mind. Liu Fang shifted in the shadows, sensing the philosophical ground cracking open beneath them all. Samchai's jaw tightened. His fists remained clenched at his sides, but his expression, it was changing into something neither man could control. Samchai wiped blood from his lip with the back of his hand. Different place, different result. His voice carried no bitterness, only fact. Bruce stepped closer. The concrete grit scraped beneath his feet. Exactly. That is why I study all styles, to be ready for any place. The warehouse air reeked of sweat and rust, metallic and alive. Samchai's jaw worked, his shoulders dropped an inch. The challenge that had driven him across the Pacific dissolved like smoke. You mix everything means, you adapt to anything. The words fell slow, deliberate. Each syllable landed with precision his fists never managed. Bruce nodded. The philosophy hit deeper than any strike they'd traded. Adaptation wasn't weakness, it was survival. Kru Narong shifted his weight against the wall. Liu Fang's eyes narrowed, tracking the transformation unfolding between two warriors. No one spoke, only breath and heartbeat filled the space. Samchai extended his hand. Bruce gripped it, calloused palm to calloused palm. A pact formed without ceremony, without promises. Two men who understood war now understood something larger. The Thai fighter glanced at his trainer, then back to Bruce. His expression held questions, not about techniques or victory, but about what came next when a warrior's entire foundation shifted beneath him. Cold Oakland mornings tasted like metal. Samchai arrived before dawn, breath clouding in the warehouse air. Bruce waited, still as stone. Come, Samchai said, I show you real clinch. His calloused hands locked behind Bruce's neck. The grip felt like iron wrapped in leather. Samchai demonstrated the angle, the pressure points where skull met spine. Bruce absorbed every detail, the weight distribution, the posture that turned embrace into weapon. Samchai's elbows rose in tight arcs, slicing millimeters from Bruce's jaw. Like this, always control head. Head go, body follow. The smell of liniment oil clung to Samchai's forearms. Bruce practiced the motion 100 times while winter light crept through dirty windows, but technique without theory. Incomplete, Bruce said, stepping back. Watch. He moved like water finding cracks. Samchai threw a traditional roundhouse. Bruce intercepted before the kick reached full extension, his fist meeting shin bone in the chamber phase. The Thai fighter flinched. You wait for my power, Bruce explained. I stop your power before it exists. Samchai nodded slowly. Economy, exactly. 3 months dissolved into sweat and revelation. When March arrived, Samchai packed his worn duffel in silence. Bruce handed him a folded paper covered in sketches and notes for the road. Samchai gripped it tight, but neither man knew the storm gathering in Bangkok's Lumpini Stadium. 15 fighters who'd heard rumors of the Thai warrior who trained with Americans. The Lumpini canvas smelled like cigarette smoke and liniment oil. Samchai stepped through the ropes, his first opponent charged with traditional fury, but Samchai saw the gaps now, the space between the chambered kick and impact. He intercepted with a straight punch that crumpled the challenger before the shin could unfurl. The crowd roared. 15 fights, 15 men met the canvas. Samchai no longer fought in predictable rhythms. He mixed clinch dominance with sudden interceptions, traditional elbows with economical angles Bruce had sketched on folded paper. Each victory tasted of Oakland warehouse winters. After the final bell at Rajadamnern Stadium, reporters swarmed, microphones pressed close. Sweat dripped from Samchai's jaw onto concrete already stained with decades of blood. What changed? They asked in rapid Thai. Samchai wiped his face, chose words carefully. Bruce Lee showed me Thai boxing is perfect for ring, but ring is not whole world. His broken English emerged deliberate. I learn rest of world from him. The statement spread through Bangkok fighting circles like monsoon wind through bamboo. Within weeks, fighters across Southeast Asia whispered the name Bruce Lee, not as movie star, as the man who proved adaptation transcends tradition. The warehouse lesson had become living proof, carried in Somchai's undefeated hands.